Hey guys, Logan here. And today on the show we're gonna be talking about a character who is very close to my heart, one of my favorite Marvel characters next to Wolverine, and that is Deadpool. Now Deadpool is just such a funny character. He like what sort of similar to what the Kim from the Kimmy Planet channel, what she said the other day on her one of her Deadpool reviews is that Deadpool, if you if you're a fan of DC Comics or have watched the Arrow series or played any of the new DC games, uh, you'll know about Deathstroke, and that Deathstroke is Slade Wilson, who's essentially a serious uh, gun sword wielding mercenary, and and Wade Wilson from the Marvel universe, he's sort of a from Marvel Comics. He is a parody, like a weird parody of that character, because he wears like his suit. He also wears like a similar suit. He got the same weapons. He's got the same fighting style. Only difference being is that Deadpool can't take things seriously. Deadpool's insane, and also and also he's also immortal, but like really immortal. Like he was drafted into the X Force. I mean, drafted into the um into the Weapon X program, same time as Wolverine. So him and Wolverine have a bit of a history, but he's also got Wolverine's healing factor, so he's also a bit of a healing guy. Anyway, and then anyway, anyway, and now to start off this thing, when I didn't know about Deadpool before, and I was introduced to him in the X Force annual from very long time ago, and you can see Deadpool the start here, and then this is basically and then it focused mainly on the X Force story. And then at the end there was a short Deadpool story where Deadpool joins the X Men and the X Mansion gets attacked, and then and then he's sitting in his room, and then Kitty Pryde comes in and gets his help, and then he of course just can't take the situation seriously. They're like fighting these mech robots, and he's just like joking around and like just constantly making jokes, not taking the situation seriously at all, and it's just one of the best traits of Deadpool. Um, and and a lot of Deadpool's, not all of Deadpool's comics, but a lot of his comic books are what if orientated. Like there are usually these stories like what if this happened, like what if aliens invaded Earth, what would Deadpool do in that situation? And each situation he can never take it seriously. He's always joking around, practical jokester. He's also incredibly insane. Also, there's also that. He's incredibly insane. He has two like voices that pop up in his head. I'll open up one of my comics and show you guys soon. But and he has these two voices. One a very sophisticated like voice who likes to talk about classical music and all this stuff, and then there's the second voice who is like this bass voice who likes to talk about all these vulgar topics. And yeah, and then one of the what if scenarios is a one shot that I collected earlier. It's quite rare, so it's not very easy to find, but it's what if Venom possessed Deadpool? Now this is such a good one shot. This one shot essentially takes place where Deadpool is given a job, a contract to go do in New York. He goes and does it, and then anyway, and then while he's trying to get the money from while the guy who hired him is trying to pay him, the black suited Spider-Man attacks, and then Deadpool just kills. He just takes his gun and just blows Spider-Man's brains out, and then and then the symbiote goes onto him, and then he becomes and this book is essentially his misadventures as a symbiote Deadpool, and this comic book is just so funny. It's a lot to take in. It's a very complex story, which I think that they was a very complex story that they were able to fit into just one small book. So yeah. So be prepared to take in a lot of information. Okay. Then we got Deadpool kills the Marvel uni no, sorry, Deadpool versus the Marvel universe. This story is very good, and as you can see from the story, he fights against Wolverine, and Marvel has various different versus the Marvel universe stories. I think it's a bit of a series. They've got like a Punisher one, they've got a Deadpool one, they've got a Hawkeye one, they've got a Wolverine one, and essentially each one is essentially the stories are essentially and they all essentially follow the same main story where Deadpool, where like the universe is like where Deadpool where there's like the zombie apocalypse and the Marvel heroes are trying to save as many people as they can, but they all end up becoming zombies. And um and each mini story, each series from a different character that they do is essentially the same, following the same story, but from their perspective of what happened and what they did during the event. And this one's very very good. Deadpool kills the versus the Marvel Universe. This is very very good story, and I really think you guys should check that out. Um, another one, okay, and then let me just show you. Three covers from this ongoing Deadpool series I collected. And these, I'm not gonna really talk about the stories, just how ridiculous the situations are. Like for instance, this one. This is when Deadpool gets married to this woman this alien woman in space, and then this comic book is supposed to highlight, what a marriage was was seen to be like in the like the 20s and 30s. So that's very very good. Here's a here's a story of Deadpool against the Hulk, and then if you look closely, okay, you can't really see, but on this page here is his will and testimony, and then he's counting down because Hulk is gonna smash the shit out of him in like a few seconds, and then here's also another one. Here's one of Deadpool in space. This is very very good. Actually, let me just open it up now quickly and just show you guys. There goes mint condition. Okay, like for example, this is his alien wife, very big gal. And now let me just find the speech. Just find his. Okay, yeah, here we go. Now at the end here, you'll see that there is a white thinking box and a yellow thinking box. And now each and the white and yellow thinking box, this is essentially the two different voices that I was talking about earlier. The white box is the sophisticated voice, and the yellow box is the vulgar voice. And these two voices that just talk to Deadpool in his head. And while he's while he's busy in a battle or whatever, or in a situation, they're like doing a commentary on what he's doing, and sort of giving him advice about about situations. You know, like for example, in the cartoons where often in the cartoons where there's two, like the one angel pops here and the devil pops there, and they give him advice on what he needs to do, and the character needs to choose who they're going to take. That's essentially what happens with Deadpool. And then now, if you want to read more about Deadpool, if you just want to learn more about Deadpool's character, about everything, a miniseries I sincerely take. I mean, there's a trade for it now, so you can just buy the trade. But I bought the miniseries. But it's Deadpool Pulp. Now this is a miniseries. This miniseries takes place before Deadpool even gets his Weapon X, even goes into Weapon X and gets his powers. So this is just a normal. This is back when he was just a normal average guy. Okay, that's like issue 1. That's issue 2. Issue 3, and then issue 4. And like what you can see from this cover is that this is like the original Deadpool suit. And it's very amateur, like very more ninja based than Merc based than his other suits. And his face is still fine. His face is still proper. And essentially, what happens with Deadpool is that when he went into Weapon X, his face got all messed up. And for some odd reason, that's the only part of his body that can't heal. The rest of his body can heal fine, but this part can't. So that's why he always wears his mask. He never and if he does take it off, he is butt ugly. Really, really butt ugly. But yeah, but this miniseries is really, really good. It really does introduce you more to the character and lets you understand Deadpool more, and it also lets you understand how did Deadpool come insane, because before he became the Merc of the Mouth, he was a soldier fighting in the Korean War that America had back in the with Korea back in the 50s, and it's a and it was just a very very good story. So yeah, so you definitely check that out. Yeah, and now the best Deadpool read, but probably one of the longest, most expensive things I've ever bought is. Well, actually, I didn't buy it. My dad bought it for me. But anyway, Deadpool Merc with the Mouth. Now, as you can see here, this is a thick read. It is a heavy read from Deadpool stands. Okay, then here's the back cover. It's like trying to make fun of Jaws. So funny. Anyway, and then here's Deadpool. And then this little guy over here that's on his arm. This is Deadpool, and essentially who Deadpool is, he's essentially Deadpool from an alternate universe where everybody turns into zombies, and his head gets cut off, and his head gets cut off and his head taken into this other universe. So now he can never go back to his body. His body's like now lost him, and anyway, and in this comic book, the story features around they try to make fun of DC, because one thing that DC's got going for them right now is the idea of alternate universes, and about the fact that you can get alternate versions of certain characters. And in this comic book, they essentially make fun of it. And Deadpool, he like starts jumping through alternate universes, and he meets all these alternate versions of him, and it's just very, very funny. A very big read though. It was originally a mini series, and this is just the trade. But the miniseries is originally 13 issues long, which is very long for miniseries standards. And yeah, this is a very good read, and possibly the best Deadpool story I could recommend to anybody. So please, if you see this current book, just go out and buy it. It's a really good read, and probably Deadpool's best adventure Deadpool's ever been on. But anyway, yeah, guys, thanks for watching the video. I really appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. Cheers.